I should have been doing this the whole time. Same amount of time, but 10 times the amount of work done. If you've ever lost months or even years working on a big project or goal, this video is about to save you from ever having to go through that again. I learned how to make more progress in one single day than in months of work. Turns out the way that I was working on big projects was completely wrong. And when I fixed it, I got more done in a single morning than I did in months of work. That's right. Months. I was struggling with this exact problem when I was reading the book Click. Yes, this is a library book. I have no shame in that. This book is like $30. Anyway, incidentally, this wasn't even really the main focus of the book. You know that feeling when an idea just hits you out of the blue, just completely unexpected, and it just blows your mind that you didn't know this seconds before? Well, that's exactly what this did. The idea is that spending a few hours a week spread across an entire work week doesn't actually get you much in terms of focus. You see, by the time you sink into a project and you're 15, 20, 30 minutes in and you're really starting to actually focus, you're running out of time before the next email comes in or your next meeting or a whole host of other obligations. Okay, one of the best analogies that came out of the book was we are going to pretend that focus is just like tiny little islands in a sea that is your work week. This is your work week, and when you only hop from tiny island to tiny island, you're actually not making a lot of progress because everything else gets lost in the sea of your normal work week. These are just little bits in there. Okay, so let's get back to the heart of the problem. You lack deep focus and your big projects and big goals are suffering because of it. So here's what I started experimenting with and how I used it to create a Shopify store from scratch, start 2 more, hopefully future patented products, and grow my business. All of these projects, by the way, that I have been putting off or working on for months. Some of them maybe years as well. So here's what you do. Clear a block in your schedule for focusing on just one single project. I started calling it Project Saturdays. So every other Saturday I have Project Saturday and I pick one main thing to work on and that is it. I clear my entire morning and I work only on that project. I couldn't believe what a difference this made. I was actually a little bit mad, but also happy at the same time that it took me this long to figure out something that seems so simple on its face. But I was suffering through working on these big projects in a piecemeal fashion, and it had extended their timelines for months, if not years. It was so frustrating and liberating at the same time. Okay, so instead of my work week looking something like this with only scattered blocks of focus all over the place, instead, it is gonna look like this. I'm gonna focus on one thing. That's it. There's the rest of my Saturday. Same amount of time, but 10 times the amount of work done in one single day. I actually had ChatGPT make me a little big projects sheet. Let me go get it actually, hang on. Okay, so this was my big projects sheet. I picked 4 projects that I wanted to work on and I had ChatGPT, super simple, make me a little tracker at the bottom that I could just fill out with my pen. It is a great visual for myself. I hang it up in my office and I know it keeps me on track. Georgetown professor and productivity expert Cal Newport says it best. He talks about this in his book, Deep Work. He says that deep work is rare and that's why it's so valuable. In a world full of digital distractions, those who can go deep and focus for long, uninterrupted stretches of time create work that is not only harder to replicate, but it is infinitely more impactful. By the way, speaking of things that are good for your brain, if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, I want you to do that right now. If you love all things productivity, time management, and just trying to be a better version of yourself, I promise you have a home here. Anyway, the next time that you have a big project, I want you to schedule and block off a big chunk of time to actually work on that and that alone. I promise you will be blown away at the results that you make in just one single day of work. And if you still have some time, go ahead and check out one of my other videos. And as always, have a good week. Go be productive.